Hi, I'm Jean, and today's video is going to be black salt. This is the way I make it, but like everything else, adapt it to suit your needs and how it works for you. So here we go. Black salt is something that I program mine to use as a barrier protection or a banishment tool. Okay? And if you make your items and bless each ingredient and make it like a ritual or a spell when you make something, it is a lot stronger and more effective if it's personally tied to you. For instance, I make my own black salt, so when I had a neighbor continue to steal things and put weird stuff in my mailbox, I used a whole jar of my black salt. Never had a problem again. She's left me alone, and she's been terrorizing me for years. Okay. So it's connected to me, and it has much more strength, in my opinion, because I made it and I programmed it. So we have a table here full of ingredients of what I use to make my black salt. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, you can see that pretty good, right? Well, let me get my hair out of the way. And we're going to back up a little bit so maybe I can get more of it in the picture. All right. So over here I have my little cauldron that I burn my offerings to. And I will use this to cleanse the house with California white sage or frankincense resin. Anything like that you like. And I put it in here and I use this to cleanse my house, Palo Santo. And what I do is, if you have a burning vessel of some type, I will say this is a little cauldron, which is probably not very accurate, but it is a small cast iron situation. Palo Santo. So I will put, and I would suggest you do the same, sea salt in the bottom of your burning apparatus. Put your charcoal disc on there, little bitty things like this. Let it get hot. Put your offerings or burnings in here. While you're doing that, put your intentions on what you're burning for. That mine is house blessings, cleansing, spiritual grounding, and it's something I do regularly. And what I do is I will light the candle, then light the disc off the candle, and then I have my base of my sea salt, add the charcoal disc, add my offerings. Okay, and we use that. Now, you can pick what you like. California white sage, frankincense, and Palo Santo are my favorite. For all over in house cleaning and blessings for all that. And we're going to come up a little bit on this thing. Alright. And if you're taking a look at my table, you'll see some dried plant life. Roses, devil's breath, which is also known as angel trumpets. Alright, there we go. This is what blueberries that I pick out of my yard. Roses that were gifted to me, angel trumpet or devil's breath, moss, okay, things like that I have in my yard, white sage, dried blueberries, let's see, this is dandelions. So all these things I put as an offering on my altar to the goddess, and then you can burn this in your ritual fire, or thanks on your altar, or you can put it in your black salt. So that's another thing you can do with your offerings. Once they have dried up and they've sat there for a special amount of time or whatever to be appreciated and to show it as a token of your thanks, you can use them for other things. So we'll take that and we'll burn that in there. And you can do bay leaves. We got juniper, Ethiopian copal, things like that. So I also smoke sacred or medicinal herbs. And this one stays on my altar because this is a smoke prayer or blessing to the goddess, specifically for my altar. Okay, so if you have a fire pit or somewhere you do ritual fires or somewhere you clean your property, burnt vegetation from your property is very strong. So that's the basis of this one. I have offerings from the burnings on my property, trees, leaves, and whatnot. Then I'll go in and put black salt in. Sea salt. I bless all of these items before they go in, either crystal, sun, moon, however you like to see it. So I have a black pepper, sea salt, pink salt, the Himalayan salt, if you're doing a single small batch portion and you want it to do it hard and fast, or you have a darker leaning towards it, chili powder, cinnamon, or ground red pepper. Write your intentions. You can skip this if you like, but you can also write it on this piece of paper for this, like for instance, a small batch for one-time use. Okay? And you can burn it all in there. I recycle and upcycle jars, pickle jars, sauce jars, whatever. So I put that in there. That's my burnt offerings, ashes from my property, black salt, sea salt, Himalayan salt in here. And this is where mine gets unique. And I normally don't tell people this, but I want you to be successful as you can. And if this part of integration helps you, makes it more powerful for you, please know that this is the part I put in to help program it for protection and banishing, or maybe something of that nature only. This is how I program mine, because mine is not used for harm. And this is one of the ways I keep it from being abused that way, in case I gift it to someone else or whatever. I take stones and the sand or dust from geodes that I have broken. Or if other people break geodes, tell them save the salt. I didn't put it out here, but you can use eggshells. When I bought selenite in bulk at the rock shop, I asked the lady if I could have the powder that went to it and told her it was for my black salt. She was happy to give it to me. Ground up crystals, like raw crystals. And you can grind up any other dried ingredient you like, but mine has like small, tiny pieces of crystal in here, such as rose quartz and amethyst, because this is not for any darker gray use purposes. This is only for protection, things of that nature, banishment, to keep people from coming back, stuff of that nature. So I have crystal powder in it. I have small chips of crystals that stay in the jar itself. Once you get all the things together you want to use, and leave the chunks out, like the crystal chunks out, because that'll just destroy whatever you're grinding with. But the powder from it, like the sand off of it, or the powder from the selenite, put it in your own, I prefer, put it in your own pestle and mortar. Be careful with glass ones, especially if you have crystals, and the salt, because it will scratch it and can chip it or weaken it. So I use the wood one, and it's a little bit at a time, but I put all the ingredients in there, grind it up real fine. This is pre-ground. I haven't ground this up yet. Now you can leave it chunky if you like, but sometimes I pre-ground it, because when you're every process and step you take in making this, you're setting your intention. So while you're grinding it, you're putting your focus in. This is protection, this is banishment, this is, etc. and so on. And you're putting that energy into it, which will hold and program it. Alright, so I hope that's helpful. Good luck on your black salt. If you have any questions or concerns or any other type of videos you'd like me to make, please let me know. Share, comment, like, question. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.